Hey everyone, welcome back to Warren's Everyday English. The weather is getting warmer outside, so I hope you're staying cool in this weather. Today, I'm going to go over a topic that is extremely important when speaking English. Using polite expressions and etiquette is extremely important when speaking English. It is even more important when using English in certain countries. So for example, in countries like America, using polite expressions and etiquette is ingrained into the culture and language. Just like certain countries use honorifics when speaking, the equivalent would be using polite expressions and etiquette in America. So let's go over some of the most common polite expressions and etiquette we use when speaking. Please. So please is a common word we use together in sentences to convey a sense of politeness. The word please is added in a sentence to emphasize the politeness. So if a coworker brought some cake and asked if you would like a slice, you would respond with a polite expression of, "Yes, please." Although yes is also technically correct, the please at the end is commonly used to emphasize the politeness. So some examples, for instance, "Hey, we have some extra sandwiches from the meeting. Would you like one?" "Yes, please." "Can you please ask Bob to give me a call when he gets a chance?" "Please remember to lock the doors when you leave the house." Thank you. The phrase thank you is probably the most frequently used polite expression. Using thank you in a statement is the most common way to express gratitude. Besides the gratitude part, using thank you is so commonly used when we interact with other people that it has become second nature to use this response when we want to express thanks, no matter how big or small the action is. So for instance, if you were walking into a store and the person in front of you held the door open for you, you would say thank you. If you were working as a customer service representative and the customer gave you their information, you would say thank you for providing your information. And as I mentioned, it is so ingrained in the English language. So here are some examples using thank you. Please remember, just about any situation where you want to politely express gratitude, you would use thank you. "Hi John, thank you for sending over the accounting reports." "Hey Jane, would you like some cookies?" "No, thank you." In observance of Christmas on Friday, the office will close at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you for your hard work and happy holidays. Excuse me. So excuse me is the most common expression we use when we want to politely get someone's attention. So say for example you were at a supermarket and you wanted to ask a worker where the Tylenol or Advil is. So you might say, "Excuse me, which aisle do you have medicine?" Excuse me is also used in certain public settings. So for instance, if you were in a supermarket and someone with a large cart was blocking your path, you might say, "Excuse me." This lets the person know you are there, and it is a polite way to let them know that you would like to pass. So let's go over some examples using excuse me. "Excuse me, do you know where the bathroom is?" "Excuse me, can you tell me which bus goes to the airport?" Not a problem, no problem. So the phrase not a problem or no problem is a polite response we use when someone says thank you to you. If someone said thank you to you, it would be a bit awkward if you did not reply or acknowledge their thankfulness. So the common response we use to acknowledge their gratitude is either not a problem or no problem. And as we know, you're welcome is probably the most common response when someone says thank you. However, these expressions are also frequently used. So going forward, try to use these expressions as well in place of you're welcome. So here are some scenarios we would use this expression. "Hey, thanks for driving me to the store." "No problem." "Hey, John was really happy about the surprise gift you got for him." "Not a problem. I'm glad he liked it." As mentioned. So this phrase as mentioned is used when we want to repeat what we had already said and want to politely convey that we are mentioning this piece of information again. It is used a lot in formal settings, so for example at work with coworkers or in an email. A lot of times, you want to get the point across that you already stated this piece of information and you want to make it clear that you are repeating it again. Using phrases like I said or I said is extremely informal, and some people may be offended hearing this as the expressions are very strong. So to politely state this, you would say as mentioned. So let's go over some examples. As mentioned during our call last night, Jane will arrive by 3 p.m., so we should leave the office by 1 p.m. As mentioned earlier, if you're not able to work today, please find someone to cover your shift. Could you please, would you be able to? So these expressions are interchangeable and used when you want to make a request or ask someone to do something. Can you is another way to make a request or ask someone to do something. However, this is informal and not as polite. So in a formal setting, for example at work or if you're at a hotel, you would use either could you please or would you be able to. So let's go over some examples using these expressions. Could you please send me the Word document when you get a chance? Would you be able to help me bring my luggage to my room? So that about covers the polite expressions and etiquette for today. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, these etiquette expressions are used in our everyday interaction with other people, and it's extremely important that you understand these expressions and know when to use them. We'll go over additional etiquette expressions in another video. Until then, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.